Hello. I am so sorry. I'm not gonna say this or that or the other. I'm gonna be very honest with you. I honestly, I guess because I'm used to have my evening lives for the sponsors at 6:30, I was completely sure that I had scheduled this for 6:30. I was like, oh yeah, I still have 10 minutes. Guess what? Not. I'm sorry. Give me just 1 second to update the blog. Okay. So now, and if I'm not mistaken, I put this in the... Yes, you can find in the video description, but let me put it one more time here. Oops, sorry. Just a second. Let me give you yet again the link to my blog, where you can find all the description of how the process goes. I'm going to number the packages as I am showing them, and until Saturday, and again, I apologize for being late. I just messed up. My mind was 6:30. Good thing that I got a phone call of, get online, people are waiting for you. I'm so sorry. Okay, so I am going to show you the packages. If you go to that link that I showed you in the live chat, and also it's in the video description, you will find on my blog, there's a post, and where it is this video is embedded, and right under the video there will be buy now buttons. I am going to show you packages, and each package, as I show it to you, I'm going to put a number on it and put it aside. And you will know there are a lot of packages. As I said, because of all kinds of issues, I wasn't able to do a Destash in a long time. So there are 27 packages. So I hope everybody will find whatever they are looking for. What is not sold until Saturday morning will get moved on my website. On my website in the store, there's a section with these stashes, but it's much easier and less time consuming for me to do it this way on the blog, because if I go on the website I have to put in a lot of information. And okay, so let's get to it. If you have any kind of questions about any of the packages, let me know. Okay, let me grab one. Some of them have for right now there are no canes. Some of them have more beads. Some of them have some pieces that need some finishing. People who have done my Destashes before know that. Some of them have various of my experiments when I'm trying to do one full gemstone or another, or one technique or another. But I can assure you that they are still pretty. And I'm going to... Hold on just a second. I forgot to bring the... Just a second. I forgot to bring the scale. This is what happens when I'm in a hurry. You're not late, Sonia. I didn't start yet. Because, as I said on the blog, I know that I do have quite often people from overseas who purchase these, and I'm going to give for each package the weight so they can kind of calculate how much extra from the price on the blog. So all packages are $30, in which it's included the $7.50 for a flat rate priority. And as I said, some of them have more finished pieces, some of them have some other pieces, some of them have beads, some of them have all kinds of pendants and unfinished things. But as I said, I'm going to tell you whenever there's something that cannot be baked, because I have some beads that are sanded and buffed, but some beads that are varnished. So hello everybody, it's a lot of people right now and it's kind of hard for me to say hello to all. I'm going to try. Okay, so this will be package number 1. And in package number 1 there's this cuff. If your wrist is a little bit larger, all you have to do is to put it a little bit in the oven and then extend it. But who knows, and who has purchased things from me before knows that my cuffs are super flexible. It does need a fastening. This one is from one of my tutorials where I showed how to do all kinds of iridescence with the Opal Magic waxes. No, I don't. I will do tutorials on buttons, but not at this point. Then a pair of faux chatoyant malachite earrings. And this is one of my paid tutorials, the chatoyant malachite, and also how to make these. And then some unfinished things. Here I was trying something for an easy to make a winter pendant, so it's one of my experiments. It does need a bill, otherwise it's nice and pretty. Not with cabochons only. Cabochons only, I'm still in the process of taking photos, and they have a special section on the website. And then 3 Natasha pendants that of course need, if you decide to put just bails on them, or if you want to put them in a setting, they are sanded and buffed, and they are made with translucent. So this was package number 1. Package number 2 has one of the turtle brooches. If you remember, I did make a tutorial on these. One of my kanji pendants with happiness. Kanji are Japanese symbols, and as you can see, it's in faux copper. I had made 12 of these, and they were on sale on my website, but this is the last one, and I just took it down. And then one of my faux labradorite experiments, a faux chevron amethyst, a faux water web turquoise, and one of my experiments on sea and beach things. Now, people who have purchased from me before, you know that it's not going to be just that I always put some goodies in the bag. And some of the, I try to be quite equal. Some of the bags seem to have more than others, but I just went by the detailing of the items that are in there. And this is the second, right? This is the second. I don't want to mess up. So I would keep a little bit of, you know, equality into the value. Okay, this one has more cabochons. Oh, and I didn't weigh them. Okay, so number one is, hold on, let me go on ounces. Number one is 3.5 ounces. And number two is 2.4 ounces. Number three is almost 5 ounces. Okay, now number three has one satin slice. Hold on, I got a little bit mixed up here. One satin slice bracelet that's on I forgot what kind of thread. I think it's waxed cotton thread. And then it has one scarf ring. You just go on my blog, Pamela. Let me post the link again. And you purchase that specific package. Yes, Judy. This is one of the resin crosses that I showed in a tutorial. And this is the pendant that I showed in the faux cinnabar tutorial. And then these are all kinds of experiments. These can be made in earrings. And I'm not gonna tell you how I made this. But they have all kinds of Paleolithic kind of thing on them. And then one cabochon with cane. If you remember this tutorial, it needs a bail. And then also, if you remember this tutorial, these were for earrings and they need bails. Oh, thank you. These were made during a live when I showed how to make this megane. Then there's an experiment on faux dendritic agate. Then an experiment on faux rhodochrosite. An experiment on faux lapis. An experiment on faux petersite. One of the little goddesses' faces, it's already painted, so you'd only have to, you know, decorate it with whatever you want. And then beads. And I did try to, in this one, there is only one bead that is buffed. All the other ones are varnished, so you wouldn't be able to bake them. But they have all kinds of neat effects that I've been experimenting with. and mica shifts. And you can see this is with floating cane and all kinds of mica shifty effects. So this is number 3. As I said, be patient because I have 27 of them. I'm going to try and not sit too much on each of them, but I still need to show you each component. And also, I'm not going to ship anything tonight. I'm not going to prepare anything tonight. All the packages that are bought tonight, I'm going to prepare them tomorrow, and I'll have, if I manage to prepare them before the mailman comes, then I'll be able to ship them tomorrow. If not, they'll be picked up by the mailman Friday morning. Okay, so number 4. If you see me that I skip or I count here wrong, tell me. Number 4 is 5.1 ounces. And if you remember, I did this with, there's a tutorial with using ice resin enamels, and it needs a fastening. And then this was during a live where I showed how to make goddess pendants with stones. Real stones, that is. Another, I'm gonna have to close this one. Another turtle brooch. And this one has a ton of beads. They are varnished. But if you remember when I did the live with, hi Lori, when I did the live with insect eye effect, there's only one of a different color, but you have enough to make a pretty necklace. See, and it's all that mica shifty insect eye effect. This is the only one that's a different color. But all the other ones are like this. And again, these are varnished, so you cannot bake them. And the varnish on the beads usually is paraffin, so you definitely cannot bake them. Okay, so this is 4. Now, one thing that I explained on the blog, if you purchase more than one package, and I managed to get everything in one box, I will refund you the extra. What is this? I got something wrong here. Okay, this one looks like it's a little bit smaller, but it's got more valued items in it. If you remember the faux snake skin bangle with conchos, and actually for it I have, you just have to put the ear wires on them. I also have the earrings for this. This would be 5. And then a lily bowl, another little goddess. So this is number 5, right? And let's see how much it weighs. It's 4.5 ounces. Okay, this is number 6. And it weighs 4.2 ounces. And it has a necklace, a big necklace. I know I didn't do a tutorial for this. I will do. It's fairly beginner level to make. I just made it because I had found some really neat stencils at the Dollar Tree. And then this tutorial was not a long time ago. Then this is one of the 4 abalone that I did when I presented you the best flexible molds, cabochon molds, and I told you that it comes with the tutorial for 4 abalone, and I changed a little bit the tutorial. Then another little goddess face and beads. These are also with a lot of mica shifty effect. That's a lot of my experience. I'm trying to perfect a certain technique. And there are enough beads to make a pretty necklace. And again, these are varnished with varathane, so you cannot bake them. And as I said, there will be more stuff in your packages when you receive them. And they'll be my little surprises. Okay, so number 6. Let me get the number here. I'll be sure that I close them so I don't lose the numbers. It took me like 40 minutes to make all those buttons on the blog. Okay, the next one is, okay, hold on, you know what, I need to put a dot here. I keep forgetting to do that. Number 6, this is the bottom, because otherwise I won't be able to know which was 6 and which was 9. Okay, number 7. Number 7 has one of my industrial age sets. It's a pendant and it's on deer leather, and this is natural deer. I actually have a big piece and I got it, and it's not varnished. I mean, it's not supposed to be shiny. And with the bangle, then it has a faux enamel brooch with a poppy, then 2 faux batik. These are just the blanks. They are made to look like fabric, but of course, and they need to have a bezel in the back, but you can decide to put resin on them if you want. No, thank you, Mary. And this is again one of my experiments with various techniques. It's just a bead. It needs a backing. It can be a bead, it can be a pendant. It's up to you how you want to. As you can see, it's very mica shifty. And this is another faux rhodochrosite experiment. And let's see how much it weighs. And I hope after Halloween to have a lot of canes put up. Hi, Amy. Okay, so this was 7. I'm getting ready to do 8. And let's see how much weighs 7. 3.7. Eight weighs 4.4. And yes, you might find canes in as surprises. With 8, this is a piece made in one of the older tutorials, the tutorial for mica shift, and it is varnished. Then these, I was trying to make a lot of, if you remember that I did the 4-sided Natasha bead earrings. These were made for that. I wanted to make a whole bunch of them, but I didn't get around to do it. So they need the hole with the little loopy screw and the ear wires. They are 4-sided Natasha beads. Then there's another pair of earrings. Again, trying to figure out a certain technique that I came up with. You can see they are very... It's supposed to look like a forest in the darkness. It's a moku megane, but it's supposed to look like a forest in the darkness. And then beads. And again, the beads are varnished. And they are not buffed. And these are a little bit bigger beads, including a heart bead. So they work great for bolo tie necklaces. And I already measured this, right? I weighed it. Okay, so this is number 8. 19 more to go. Thank you, Rusty. Okay, hold on. This is supposed to be separate. The beads only were supposed to be in here. Never mind. I hate it when I mess up. I just blame Chemo Brain on it. I'm so sorry you had to wait, and thank you for the person who called me. Like, what are you doing? People are waiting. It's only 6:10. Yeah, but you said 6. No, I said 6:30. No, you said 6. Okay. Okay, now number 9 with the little dot here. I'm going to wait at the end. Alrighty. Now number 9, that's why I put the beads separately, because the beads in the bag are varnished. Thank you, Linda. These are also with mica shift effects. If you couldn't tell by now after following me that I love to play with mica shift. So these are varnished, they are not buffed. But you can see there's a whole bunch of rainbow mica shift effect. And some of the beads are quite large. And this one is supposed to be spirally like this, not perfectly straight. And some of them, I made them a little bit and they are not perfectly symmetrical, so they can be, you know, they would sit properly in a necklace. And 2 a little bit larger. But you can see this artificial light doesn't show it as much, but in daylight and regular indoors light, it looks good. This is a very strong light that I have for taping. So thank you, Ellen. Okay, now what else is in here? As I said, there are some beads that are buffed. These are buffed, they are not varnished. So if you want to put anything else on them, you can bake them. Of course, you'd have to reinforce the buff after baking, because usually the buff gets a little bit dull whenever you're baking a piece that has already been buffed. But these are not Natasha, they are just, you know, Oh no, they are Natasha. Sorry, I didn't realize they were Natasha. I make so many beads I forget sometimes. And this one it's supposed to be with Christmassy colors. It has Christmas trees. Okay, next, again some more faux abalone. So this is a regular cabochon, this is a heart. Oh, there's one more bead here, also with some mica shifts. Then if you remember, this is the pendant that I showed, the two pieces that were supposed to be for earrings. And yes, this is one of the lives, the public lives that I did. I showed you how to make this moku megane. And the bellflower earrings that also there's a tutorial for, and they are made with Pardo clay. Okay, now let's see how much this weighs. And I still have more beads. Oh, thank you, Pamela. Okay, so this is bag number 9. And I did put a little dot here to know that it's 9, not 6. Now, let's weigh it. Bag number 9 is 4.4. Let's see. Bag number 10. Bag number 10 is 3.7. Again, what is in bag, I put in little bags inside the varnished stuff. As you can see, this one doesn't have as many as the other one because the value is a little bit higher. And so these are varnished beads, and they are pretty much, except for this one, these two, and they are kind of with the same cane, even if no, they're not the same cane. These are, no, they are the same cane but different areas of the cane. Remember how I make, remember that I have that video with caning and beading for fun? Most of these are made with remnants of canes. If you don't recognize, these were from end of canes from the sugar skull flower canes for the eyes. And they have holes, so you won't have to poke holes in them. Okay, what you doing here? And then there are more of the faux abalone. This is the other type of abalone, the white abalone. And yes, I'm getting ready to make a new faux mother of pearl and a new faux abalone. Then this, it needs a bail. I had a tutorial where I showed how to use the artisan powders and Opal Magic and other art alchemy waxes to antique. And this is my first version of Black Fire Opal. Yes, I will come up soon with another version. And no, it's not resin. It's liquid clay. But as you can see, they are very... I try to make it look like a black opal. And this looks like this with the mica shift butterfly. And of course you can if it's too long, you can always move the double coil a little bit down. Okay, so this was number 10. And yes, I will keep everything that is varnished will be in a separate little package inside the bigger package with a little note there that it's varnished, so you don't have to wonder which is varnished and which is buffed, because sometimes it's hard to make a difference. All right, number 11. Number 11 is, this was a tutorial where I showed you how to use again artisan powders and stuff to obtain the gilded leather, gilded stamped leather effect. And this one has little tiger's eye beads on it. And then remember I showed you how to make this wolf head, and it's got a faux turquoise. Just a second, my Amazon delivery is here. UPS. Yeah, I'm going to have a surprise for you for the holidays. Something that does have some polymer clay in, but it's got other stuff in. Because I've been looking to buy one and I couldn't, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna make some and show the ladies how to make one. So this is a mokume gane, but of course needs a backing, and if you want to put a bezel on it. This, if you remember, the Eye of Horus tutorial, it does have a bail. And this is a faux Petersite experiment. And let me see, this is another faux Petersite experiment. And this one I'm going to buff it before I ship it. I didn't, this was, I don't know, it just fell out of the stuff that the bowl that I was buffing, and I didn't have time to buff it before starting the live. What the heck is this? Dust. And these are little faux condor agate beads, and they are buffed. And this is just a little red bead. I don't know. This is just a bowl. I don't know how it got in there. Okay. So this is number 11. And we shall see here in a minute how much it weighs. What do you mean it shows the wrong number? That means they were purchased. Let me check. Oh, not here, sorry. Okay, yeah, a lot of them have been sold already. I'm going to have to go through them to make a note. me see. No, I see. Let me see. Let me check again on something. So I don't see why they would be messed up. Oh, crap. Yeah, I'll fix them after the... it did copy wrong. I did copy something wrong. Give me like 10 minutes after the Destash and I'll fix it. Okay, so next one is number 12. I did do similar, and it, instead of putting the new item number, it copied the item number from the first one. Stupid. But I'll just have to go through them. I'm not going to do this during the live because it takes a while. Okay, so number 11 is 3.9. I did clones of the first, and I guess instead of cloning +1, it cloned the cloned. So once Destash 1 was purchased, the other ones weren't supposed to be. Okay, give me just a minute here, actually, because I know that you are very... too much stuff here. You're a little... Let me see what happened here. Good thing you told me. Let me see what the buttons... No, not this one. Save buttons. Okay. Just a minute. I wish it would work faster. No, this one is okay. Let me see. So, number 2. No. It shouldn't do this. I see it's okay, but... I don't know why it's doing that. I created the buttons properly. I'll have to just recreate them. God, I hate it when they do it so you cannot do new. Let me see if it does anything wrong. Okay, Destash 2. What the heck did you do? I'm sorry. I'm just trying to see who's at fault. No, it still tells me the same crap. I'm sorry, it's not me. And I think it did that before. I'm going to have to fix it after the live. I'm sorry. I don't know why it does that. I put the code properly in there. Sorry. I am going to announce on Facebook when it's fixed. I'll stay tonight and fix it. I'm gonna have to give me like half an hour. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I know, and it says that only the first, it says Destash 1 is sold. I'm not on Destash 1. PayPal, what the heck are you doing to me? Okay, number 12. Number 12 weighs 4.8 ounces. And if you, oh my God, I have a mosquito here. If you remember, this was an older tutorial where I showed how to make this, and it's more of a summerish thing, but it's the necklace with earrings, and they are supposed to be not be shiny. And then the little pendant that I showed you 2 weeks ago, it's supposed to look like it's made out of sugar. It's going to need a veil. This one needs varnished. It's a big Natasha bead pendant, and it's got some mica shift, but it's not very evident because it's not varnished. This one again, I stopped it. This is another goddess with, and these are lace agates, blue lace agates. And I don't know if you remember, but I did this in a live, probably in 2017. This is the experiment on fossilized, opalized wood. So, I don't know, this light doesn't show very much. And this is one of the experiments on the blue tiger's eye. And there's also beads. Let me put these back in so I can show you the beads. The beads are varnished because they are in a bag. They are in a separate bag. No, they are not sold. Only the first one is sold. You know what? Let me try to... Hold on a second. I just got an idea. Let me finish showing you this, and then I'll try doing something. So you can see they are pretty much of all shapes, and they are all from the same cane, just different areas of the cane. And I'll try do something and see if that works. Because number 1 was sold, so I'm thinking if I completely delete number 1 as button and as everything, maybe it's going to fix the problem. Okay, blog. Oh, come on, I just got in. What do you want? That's not what I wanted, you dumbass. Driving me nuts. Sold out URL. Okay, let's see what it does now when I try number 2. Because I eliminated the number 1. Great, now things appear not to be working. Now none of them want to respond. No, I'll have to, I'm sorry, I'll have to fix them after because it takes too long. I have to figure out what the heck did PayPal do. Or, let me see, another thing, if you want to make sure that nobody gets it before you, let me teach you a little thing. Go on the same thing you see on the right side it says donate, the same page, it says donate. But we might get trouble because two people may send the money for the same, so no. Okay, so this is number 13 and it weighs 3.4. See, it's my fault because I was going to start checking on them before the live and I messed up the time of the live, unfortunately. Okay, so there will be beads. This one has, I don't know why I put 2 goddesses here, but if there are 2 goddesses here, then you're gonna get 2 goddesses. Let me make sure that I'm showing it the proper way. And then there's one of my 4 turquoise, Kingman turquoise experiments. 1 for green tiger's eye experiment. 1 for waterweb turquoise Morenzi turquoise experiment. And then if you remember, I did a tutorial with the frangipani, the Hawaiian plumeria, and it's a brooch and a pair of earrings that are matching, and the earrings have little ginkgo leaves on the back. And I have to show you the beads. I think I should be able to, because it's right on, the link is right on my blog. But you don't get these on the influencer store. My buttons don't work. I don't know what happened. When I created the buttons, somehow PayPal connected all the buttons to the first one. Why? I have no idea, because they shouldn't be connected. Okay, and again, these beads are also varnished, because that's why I put them all in separate bags so I don't mess up. And some of them are with the 3D with the 3D cane, 3D effect cane. On the cane ends, to be more precise, and not only, actually some of them have the cane slices. And then there are 2 that have a very delicate blue mica shift. These 2 double torpedo ones. Yeah, usually I'm spending 2 to 3 hours a week to keep the influencer store updated, because sometimes prices change, some things are not available anymore, sometimes they put a different item for the same code. Hold on, I didn't put the... Hey. So yeah, I guess I'm going to extend when I get the Destashes of the blog to Sunday, so that everybody will have time, because I'm afraid to not mess up more stuff. Okay, I was afraid that so that was 13, this is 14. And 14 weighs, hi Barbara. No, there were supposed to be buttons for each Destash, but somehow PayPal messed up. So 14 weighs 3.7. Somehow when I created the buttons on PayPal, it messed up. It doesn't show properly. I don't know why. Okay, so this one has a set pendants, and this is from one of my paid tutorials with the shadow and smoke effect. and it's the pendant and the earrings. I will add, when I ship, I will add a little leather cord to it. And then there are some cabochons. It's a water web turquoise, then a faux Amazonite experiment, and then this, if you remember, I did a pendant like this. I had just made too many of the rounds, but you can use it for something. And then a whole set of beads. Again, these are varnished, of course, but they are all with the bubble cane effect, except for 2 of them. They are double torpedoes. For some reason, I have a sweet spot for the double torpedo beads. Okay, so this was 14. And I will announce both on Facebook and on the community tab here on YouTube when I fix the thing. Okay, 15. For this one, I didn't find any more little bags, but I'll find them by then because these beads are varnished. Now, if you remember the double mica shift tutorial with the mock for rhodochrosites, and this one is full. It's got fastenings and everything. And if you remember the mermaid tail pendant tutorial and one of my faux Larimar experiments, faux Kingman turquoise experiment, a little goddess, and a lot of big beads. Now these are varnished, okay, and they are all in very, very happy colors, like Caribbean cruise colors. Let's see how much this weighs. I didn't weigh it, did I? .2 ounces. Okay, number 16 weighs 4.6. Okay, if you remember this tutorial with the dragonfly, when I showed you how to make the dragonfly wings, yeah, this one is a very, very delicate cane. Come on. No, it's not responding. Yes, it's a tutorial for this. If you just search dragonflies, Kalyana design dragonflies, you should find it. And then this was with the clay inlay, and it's a little set too, if I can open it. pendant and earrings. And these are wooden beads. And it's with leather. And then some varnished beads and stuff, or some buffed beads and stuff. Hold on. What the heck? This is a real quartz. I don't know what's this doing here. I'm gonna leave it here because it just was in the bag. It's a real pink quartz. Okay, so another piece of that mokumegane. For Petersite experiment. Then this is a fantasy stone. It's not supposed to be anything. I just put it together and I liked how it looked. It's got some glittery stuff in it and it's all with green. And then these are buffed beads. I have all kinds of little effects here. I don't know what this is. Oh, this broke. Okay, I will replace it with something else. It was just, with me just moving around these, it was really bad. So this is what this is what the for mother of pearl and abalone mixture, and this is a little cane. Hold on, I need to get the focus better. Oh, no wonder this is slow. I have like 4 different big time programs opened in the background. Okay, and let me put these in here. And the beads are with poinsettias, so they are great for the upcoming holidays. And I made these lines on purpose uneven like that because I wanted to make them look like toys, balls. But if you remember, I have several poinsettia canes, so I use them to make beads, and these are varnished. So this was 16. I'm sorry, I need to go take a pill. My back is hurting. Just a second. I need to bring water. I'm gonna say, what does it take so long to make this Destash? All it does, because number one, I have to make sure that everything is ready as much as possible. Varnished, buffed, whatever. And then try to put them together somehow. Okay, this one. If you remember this tutorial, it's the dragonflies and trumpet vines necklace. That is all on... No, I didn't do it. I did it wrong. I refocused wrong. Come on. I need to show it properly when I'm this close. There we go. Okay, if you remember, there's a tutorial that shows how to make this, and it's using one of best flexible molds. The one with, and then there's one wolf head that you can make yourself into a pendant or apply it on something else. The tutorial for this was on Facebook. And then beads. These are all done with the barred cane. And they are varnished. Okay, I didn't weigh this one, did I? Oops, I'm sorry. Okay. So number 17 weighs 4.1. Number 18 weighs 3.9. And number 18 has a pendant with the 4 variegated tiger's eye. And then, if you remember when I did this, the Impressionist style pendants, then it's got a experimental for turquoise, for Kingman turquoise, for Mexican fire opal, fantasy stone. It's not supposed to be any kind of stone, but I liked it because it came out pretty. And then another fantasy stone. I was trying to do something here, a certain stone, but I cannot tell you what because I don't want to, you know. Okay, then some 4 silver conchos that you can use on faux leather, and another experiment of 4 petersite, and then 2 beads of 4 amazonite, but these are varnished. And as I said, I will put the varnished ones in a separate bag. And 2 bigger beads. It's also with mica shift effects. Okay. Okay. 18. Then 19. 19 has a little bit more beads and it weighs 4.3. If you remember the 4 Navajo bracelet, then There's a tutorial on this as well. It's one of my older tutorials. It's for copper. And I showed you how to use weeds and grass to make these very fine impressions. For rhodochrosite experiment, another one of those how to antique with the Premo marketing waxes. A Natasha pendant, and it's buffed. And then beads. And these beads all have one variation or another of the bubble cane, except for two that pretty much look like candy. But all the other ones, they are just a play of translucent, and they pretty much look like glass, to be very honest. Okay, so this was 19. And 20. Number 20 has got a little bit, and again, this one, I need to look for my smaller bags to put the varnished beads. This one is one of my experiments where I try to see if I can do a full length Natasha bead cuff. As you can see, it's the Natasha effect is going throughout the whole cuff, and it's made with a lot of translucent and stuff. It needs fastenings. It's relatively flexible, and I didn't want to make it too shiny. I thought that it looks kind of like stone. It's another one of those Mokume Ganes. This one is a little bit thicker. I think that one was too thin. Again, two four-sided Natasha ready to be made into earrings. They just need the screws. A bigger bead, a pendant. This one doesn't have holes. You have to put the hole wherever you want, or just put a big jumbo ring through it. It's again with the bubble effect. A little steampunk experiment pendant, and then a whole bunch of beads. And that again, most of them have mica shifty effects. Oh, and one concho. Only that they are with more colorful mica shift, and they're all kinds of shapes. Okay, 20 ways, 4 even. $21 ways 5.9. Hi, Cindy. Okay, this is from one of the live. It's a larger bangle, where I showed how to use the iridescent. No, I think this was with color shift, wasn't it? It was with the silk screen. I used one of Beadcumber's silk screens, two of Beadcumber's silk screens. And then another goddess pendant. This one, if I remember right, has a amethyst on it. It's got a bail here. Then if you remember this live, is when we made batwing earrings. Then another one of those pendants. It needs bail. This is just a plain thin. I was experimenting with fine satin slice. I'm still experimenting on some stuff. And then a full white abalone. Okay, so this was 21. And 22. Yeah, probably. That's possible. Okay, 22. You just had to go off, didn't you? 22 weighs 3.8. And this you didn't see in any tutorial. Again, it's just an experiment. I was experimenting with all kinds of stuff. And then this, you remember the tutorial, right? With the Morning Glories pendant. This is a Natasha pendant. I've been experimenting with Natasha to make it look like Victorian porcelain-y stuff. Okay, this is a mokumegane that needs varnished, and you can, it's got a lot of mica shift, but it's not so noticeable because it's not shiny. And you can just put a bail on it. You can just do it as is, or you can put it with backing and the frame if you want. That's another faux abalone. Then these are also experiments I did with the Cernit metallics, and it's enough to have a pendant and 2 earrings. I was checking to see how they would look in ikat. And then these beads are all buffed, they are not varnished. And they are fairly large beads. And they have, this one doesn't have holes. This one, it's up to you if you want to put it in a different bezel, or if you want to hang it, or what you want to do with it. The rest have holes, including this one. This one has mica shift in it. I'm going to have to lay down for a couple minutes before fixing those buttons. I think that we are getting rain again because I can feel my back burning. Okay, 23. It's got a lot of beads and some cabochons. Okay, 23 is we made that remembrance puppy. If you remember the remembrance puppy brooch. And then there's a set, but it needs, you know, a chain and ear wires. This is no stone or anything. I just liked this effect. I just never got around to finish them. And it's better for somebody to finish and wear them than for them to just sit in a corner doing nothing. Most of the time I use Varathane or even no, I'm sorry, my brain's not working right. How is it called? The regular varnish, water-based varnish. Sorry, I have chemo brain today, I told you. Okay, these are 2,4 abalone. This is a regular abalone and this is a white abalone. Again, from the tutorial from Best Flexible Molds. And this is a butterfly bead set. Because they are all made with all kinds of butterfly cane remnants, as you can see. Except for this one is not. But they are all, these ones look pretty much like glass, and they look like they have overlaid butterfly wings. This one also doesn't have any relation with the others. I just put them together because they seem to go together as colors. And 24. So 23 weighs 4.4. 24 weighs 6 ounces. So this is the heaviest so far. And I don't know if you remember, this is also an older tutorial. And this is varnished. Mean wax. Mean wax. That was the regular thing. And these are all polymer clay. These ones are wood. But all the beads that don't look round, beige or brown, they are polymer clay. Okay. These are little leopard skin effect earrings. And they are all mica shifty and such. This is one of my experiments. It just needs, you know, a chain. It's a pendant, it's all done, it just needs a chain. This was an experiment. I don't even think it looks like anything, but it's kind of pretty, so you can use it for something. And it is Cernit. And these are snowflake beads, and these ones are not varnished, these are buffed. Huh? No, they are varnished, sorry. They are varnished. I thought that I buffed them. But they are all snowflake. In various shapes, even hourglass shape. And they are enough to make a necklace with the teardrop focal. I have no idea why I have bead caps here, because they didn't come from anywhere. Nothing has those bead caps. They're gonna just come with the rest. Okay, 24. I don't know what you're missing. $25. Destash is when an artist has too much stuff and they start selling it in kind of a, I think I have 26, not 27, kind of packages that are value. Okay, 25 is 5.5. And it's a Medusa necklace. Oops. Okay, I'm gonna have to get down and pick that up. It's an extruder necklace, you can figure that out. Ow, ow, ah, ah, ah. Sorry, I reached with my left arm. I'll be right back. I'm sorry, I forgot about my left shoulder and I reached with my left arm and it hurts. Okay. So this is one of the opal-like resin crosses. And then again, this is one of my experiments. It needs a bail. And no, it's not seal spring. Another for abalone. Yeah, I'm fine once it takes a few seconds. Another pair of, they need the hooks for earrings, 4 size Natasha beads, and beads. These are more floral beads, pretty much, and they are varnished, obviously, except for, no, this one is varnished too. And you can see they are more florally than the other ones, including a couple lentil beads. This is an oval lentil bead, and no, I made it oval on purpose. Okay, this is one of my, I'll have to make a tutorial on my lily cane. Okay, this one is not floral, it's with the barbed cane. This one, if you remember, I had a live in which I showed you how to make beads using cabochon molds. This is also with the same cane. This one is just pink with mica shift. This is a flat bead. It's just glass effect, but you can see they are very florally. A lot of my beads do have glass effect because I use a lot of translucent and mica shift. Oh, that one. No, I told you that I have problems with my left shoulder. As long as I keep it along my body, I'm fine. But the moment I try to reach, now I'm fine going forward. But whenever I try to reach on the side, it's killing me. Good. Monday I'm seeing the orthopedist, so hopefully they'll figure out what the heck is going on. And maybe give me a steroid shot or something. Okay, and the last one. Actually, on the last one I'm going to add some more stuff, but as I said, all of them will have some more stuff added. This is a bracelet that is the result of one of my sponsor tutorials that was about floating canes, floating translucent canes, and you can see it's got even dragonflies. And no, I did not make a, let me show it to you close up. I did not make a tutorial for these dragonfly canes. Come on, what's up with you? Why are you moving so slow? There we go. And it is sanded and buffed. It's not varnished. But it needs fastenings. Then this, again, I didn't make a tutorial on, and this was something for my sponsors. It's an Edelweiss brooch. And the bead that is, this one is buffed, is not varnished. And the Tree of Life pendant that needs a bail. Let me, there we go. But as I said, it needs a bail. So this is the last one. And I'll lay down a little bit. Actually, you know what? I don't want to put anybody at a disadvantage, because I have to work on those buttons and it's probably going to take me a little bit. I am going to simply say that now you see these, how they are, 26 Destash, and I will have them, all the buttons worked up for 7 a.m. Central tomorrow morning. What about that? Does it sound better? Because that way everybody will start at the same point, except for the person who already purchased this stash number 1. Because I need to figure out And until Sunday. What doesn't say? So October 13. Start at 7 a.m. Central Daylight Time. Okay, and that's when I will activate everything. So that nobody will have to wait. Oh, is she updating? Is she updating? So that way everybody will have the same chance, right? It's the best thing. And I'm going to update the edit of the video description so everybody knows when they have to go on to be able to purchase. Took payment for 3. Oh. Yeah, I don't know. It's PayPal. It's not me, because what I did, I only did create the buttons and copied, you know, the code. Let me check. No, I only have 1. So I have no idea what you bought. It got everything as number 1. So you'll have to tell me exactly what you got, because apparently PayPal messed up completely. So I'll have to check and see which of them there are. But tomorrow morning, yes, tomorrow morning, that will be 7 o'clock my time, and that should be 7 plus. We are 5 hours now behind GMT. Hold on. If it is, yes, 5 hours. So that would be GMT 7 plus 5 noon. To give everybody the same bag number 3. Well, I deleted all of them, so I thought that you said that it took payment for 3 packages. Yeah, I don't know why it did. Anyway, I will update all the, so you know now that bag number 3 is gone. And as I said, it's not my fault. I did as I always did. I think that I had at one time some issues with the buttons, but I did exactly what I should do, and PayPal somehow messed up. But I promise, and as I said, number 1, I'm very tired and in pain, and I don't want to mess up, and I don't want you to have to, you know, just wait. Oh, did she post it? Did she post it? Did she post it? That way everybody will have a relatively fair, if you think I should put it, I should actually update it later so you don't have to wake up this early. I can update it later so everybody would have they don't have to wake up this early. I can update it at, I don't know, 9 Central. That would mean 2 o'clock GMT for the Europeans to be able to get it. Let me put it at 9, so you don't have to miss because you couldn't wake up. Okay, so it's gonna be 9 Central. Okay, and I'm thinking that there are the people who are on the West Coast. 7 a.m. would be 5 a.m. for them. So let's leave it at 9 Central, because that would be 7 a.m. for them. It would be 10 a.m. for the East Coast, but at least, you know, not have them wake up at 5. But that way everybody will have a fairly fair chance, you know, people in Europe as well as people in the US. Okay. And don't forget that if you purchase more than one, I'll put it in the box, and if I fit it all in one box, I'll be able to send you the extra, as I always did. So that means that if I put them up tomorrow morning, then they'll be mailed out day after tomorrow in the morning. I'll have them picked up. No, they are all $30, and that includes the priority mail within the US. It says on the blog, I explained for international what it means. And that's why I weighed them. Oh, shut up. I had nothing to do with you. I don't care about you. My Bixby started. I hate the Bixby on Samsung. Yeah, they are all 30, and that includes the shipping. Yeah, I'm sorry about the 6 a.m. Alaska, but you know, I got stuff to do. And I don't want to forget it. I really need to go grocery shopping. I was supposed to go Saturday. And I just did a small order in Instacart to have what to feed Whisper. But I really need to go lay down. It's late, and I've been up for a while. So thank you for being here, and I hope that I mean, I know that I'll fix the buttons by tomorrow morning. That's not going to be a problem. But I hope that you get whichever of them you like, and don't forget, there's always something nice, and I'll put some little canes there too. There's also extra surprises in the bags. Okay, thank you for being here, and have a wonderful, wonderful evening.